Army veteran, and candidate for U.S. Senate, Graham Platner.
First, I just want to say thank you to all the other speakers. Being joined both by combat veterans and by organizers, I honestly can't think of a better group of people to share a stage with. How many times do we have to do this? It seems like generation after generation, we find ourselves sending our young men and women off to engage in immense amounts of horror in wars that have absolutely nothing to do with protecting the interests of the working people of this country. Susan Collins supported sending me to Iraq, supported sending my Marine infantry unit to Fallujah and Ramadi. I thought all of us agreed now that that was a bad idea. I remember when Donald Trump was running the first time, where he talked about how the Iraq war was a failure.
Fuck Donald Trump.
That the Iraq war was a waste, and that the people that had started it did not deserve to continue to be in power. Donald Trump said that. And yet, here we find ourselves with many of the exact same people that voted to send me to Iraq, voting on Wednesday not to oppose this war in Iran.
That's right.
Susan Collins once said that Donald Trump had learned his lesson. She was wrong. Susan Collins clearly hasn't learned her lesson either. The American people are fed up with putting our sons and our daughters into the machine, feeding the military-industrial complex with their blood, just so some Raytheon exec can get a second yacht. That $1 billion a day that is being spent right now, that is your money. And it is going into the pockets of people who make money off of war. It is not being done to free the Iranian people. It is not being done to protect American interests. It is certainly not being done to protect the interests of the American working family. It is being done because Donald Trump doesn't want us reading the Epstein files. It is being done because Benjamin Netanyahu has been begging for this war for 30 years. It is being done because the Saudi government has wanted this war for a decade. It is being done in the interests of the wealthy and the powerful, but it is going to be paid for with the blood and the money of regular working people. When we ask young Americans to go to war, they will do it. I know because I was one once. The infantry will fight. Pilots will fly. Support troops will get the beans and the bullets to the front lines. They will do it because they signed up to protect their country. It is a resource that must be jealously guarded. It is not to be abused. The sacrifice and the patriotism of young American men and women is something we need to protect and use only when necessary, but instead, for decades, we have seen it abused for the wealthy and the powerful. This needs to end. We can all see what is happening right now. At least with the war in Iraq, they had the decency to try to trick us for months. At least they made Colin Powell go sully his name in front of the UN to try to trick us into thinking WMDs were real. At least then, they tried to convince us that it was necessary. This time around, they're just doing it. And they're doing it because we have a system that does not hold people accountable. We have a Congress that for decades has abdicated its constitutional role in war making. Year after year, we have a Congress and a Senate that have given more power to those in the executive branch, either out of laziness or out of self-interest. But however it comes about, they have been handing off their power for decades, and it is time we elect people that want to take it back. This war is uniquely stupid. This war is uniquely awful. But we must be clear that it was allowed to happen because of the system that we have allowed to build. This never should have occurred. It never should have been an option that a president can just start a huge regional conflict because he's afraid we're going to find out he might be a pedophile. What a ridiculous statement to make. We need to pull power back. On Wednesday, there was an opportunity to at least try a little bit, and Susan Collins voted against it. Susan Collins is more interested in protecting the wealthy and the powerful. She is more interested in protecting the profits of the defense industry. She's more interested in protecting the interests of her AIPAC donors. She is more interested in all of that than in protecting the sacred resource that is the lives of young American men and women who are willing to put their lives on the line for this country. She is more interested in their profits than the shame that we bring upon ourselves when we kill children. She does not care about you. She does not care about the working families of this state. She cares about the people that pay her. That is the problem with our political system. And the only way that we're going to change it is by taking it from them. The people that benefit from this system are not going to be the ones to get us out of this mess. They built it because they profit from it. They built it because it gives them power. They're not going to come down here and cede any of it to us. We need to build power on the ground and take it from them.
Gordon's a coward.
That is true. We have to take it from them because it is us who pays the price. It is our neighbors, our family members. It has been infuriating for me to watch a bunch of cowards who know nothing of war to sit in Washington, D.C. and cheer and clap and treat this like it's a game. And then have the audacity to tell us that sacrifice is just what happens. That we just need to deal with the fact that we're going to lose people in these kinds of things. They say that because it doesn't happen to them, it happens to us. They will never be the ones to change this system. We need to change it ourselves, and the only way we do that is by building power on the ground. Building trust with our neighbors, finding common ground, organizing. We need to engage in this project, not just for this election, but for years to come, because we are not in a fight just for one Senate seat. We are in a fight for our democracy. And the only way that the people of this country are going to retake their political system is to organize and build power. That is the task that is ahead of us now. Nobody asks to live in interesting times, but we do. Nobody wants to be in a generation that is asked to have to sacrifice, but we are that generation now. We need to be prepared to organize, to get uncomfortable, to learn that the systems of power that will send young American men and women to a meat grinder, that will just to kill children in foreign countries, that system, it is going to push back. It is going to fight us tooth and nail. And we need to be prepared to fight it. What we are building now needs to last for a long time. We can never again let up. We can never again allow those with wealth and power to take our political system from us. We have played this game before. As a nation, we have been in these places before. We keep returning to them over and over and over again because of systemic problems, structural problems. This country requires a movement of the people to build a government for the people that is made up of the people themselves. And when we do that, we need to put in place structures that do not allow for the accrual of wealth and power that has gotten us to this point over and over and over again. What I ask of you here today, look around, see your neighbors, see your friends. When this is done, connect with them and plan. Plan what you are going to do next. Plan how you're going to build power in your community. Plan about how you are going to connect with more people to make sure that if this war continues to drag on, we will put more people in the streets week after week after week until we take this country back to the people of the United States. Thank you all very much. No war in Iran. Honestly, I was just going to start swearing, so I'm gonna quit now. Thank you all very much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Let's hear it again for Graham. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming out, and I urge you to get involved. You can pick up a canvas shift for Graham. You can come to an MPA meeting. The Portland chapter meetings are the first Monday of every month right up the street. We'd love to see you there. But what time? 6 p.m. Don't quote me on that. Look online. You guys should be proud of yourselves for coming out today, speaking truth to power. And I would love for you guys to head up the street to the Women's March right up at Monument Square. Yeah, awesome, you guys. Have a great afternoon. Thank you.
Well, I'm on 4%, so I think that's going to have to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll try to clip it and put it up for you. But my phone is about to die. See you guys. Follow me if you haven't already. Thank you.